Hello, good afternoon. It's Daniel Reynolds again, and we are here for part two of police vocabulary. Today's topic is going to be probable cause, what it means. We're going to be learning a lot of keywords around it. Then we're going to be trying to be comprehending a story that uses a lot of words and trying to establish probable cause for a crime and see how police officers have done so in a true crime from about 20 years ago. So let's begin. Grab yourself a snack, get yourself a coffee, and let's boogie. So today's main topic is probable cause. I will briefly teach you guys my understanding of it. In English law, you'll be looking at it with German law. Obviously, you guys will be looking at it from German law. So, probable cause is essentially what police use as a term to describe being able to arrest someone with probable cause. This means that you are doing so within the legal realms of the law, often with evidence. Probable cause also is established with a warrant, whether this is an arrest warrant or a search warrant. A search warrant in German is Durchsuchungsbeschluss. I think arrest is Haftbefehl, these sorts of things. And where English and German differ, if we bring out my favorite website, a German dictionary. For those who want to know how hard it is to learn German, German has, in English, we have one word for things. In German, you often have 30 words or more. For example, if we look at the word sophisticated, in English, we have just one. In German, it's like 30 words. It's 30 options that are potentially going to mean sophisticated. Which one is it? It depends. But today, if we throw in the words probable cause into the dictionary, we have a massive problem. Because in German, you have two. In English, the main reason for German would be hinreichender Tatverdacht. This makes sense. However, the definition, according to the dictionary that I have read, hinreichender Tatverdacht is when the chance of arresting someone is 51% or higher. So not 50, it's not a coin flip. Hinreichender Tatverdacht. Again, I learned this from a German professor. This was like 7 years ago. Maybe the definition is different. Talk to your own professors. I'm sure they will be much more helpful than me. The definition that I remember reading and talking about, it said it's 51% or higher. And then there is, of course, dringender Tatverdacht. What does that mean? Something else entirely differently. Keep this in mind. Today's main topic is trying to establish hinreichender Tatverdacht, trying to understand probable cause and its use when it comes to people and arresting people. And with this word, we want to understand it in connection with various words. Hinreichender Tatverdacht is a very interesting word because it shows that there is evidence of some kind, some sort of evidence, some sort of suggestion. And that brings me to the words of today that we're going to be looking at. So, the 5 main words that we're going to be looking at today, differing from last week. Battery. Battery is the act of unnecessarily touching someone. Battery can cause physical harm. It could be pulling someone's hair, touching someone's eye, spitting on someone. Is it the same as assault? It differs, but battery is just unnecessary touching. Quite often it will lead to a fine or some kind of prison sentence. The other word that we are going to be learning alongside this word is conspiracy. And this word is very, very important because conspiracy, most people hear the word conspiracy and think Verschwörungstheorie, conspiracy theory. That isn't the case. In English law, conspiracy is where someone's planning something. Someone is planning an attack, an assault, a crime, something of the sort. So, We have conspiracy. There's multiple types of conspiracies, but this is the main thing that we want to focus on. Battery and conspiracy. The three other words that we are also going to be trying to learn today, I've got them all nicely written down for me. We're going to be looking at the word accessory. We're going to be looking at the word extortion. And then we are going to be looking at the word abetting. And these particular words will be used to look at various crimes from a couple of videos that we're going to be watching. Or you will be watching, I will not be watching in this video because copyright. So, and of course, an extra for experts, I have feign, acquitted, furlough, and incriminate. These are all technical words. These are all superior words. You don't necessarily need to know them. They're nice to know. Acquitted, you probably need to know if you are going to try to work with the Staatsanwalt, stuff like that. Otherwise, you heard it here first, but it's not necessarily what you need to know. Just be aware of. So, accessory is where someone is helping you to do a crime. Not necessarily helping you do the crime. In German, my understanding, it is Beihilfe. And accessory is someone who helps you do a crime after the crime. For example, if you rob a bank and I drive the car, I am an accessory to the robbery. If you rob a bank and I take your stolen goods, or I take the money from the robbery, I am accessory to holding stolen goods. Something along those lines. So accessory to. It's always accessory to a crime. Conspiracy, this is a lot closer to anstiften. So there's the word abetting. If you, for example, if we go here and you look up the word anstiften, it's most likely going to say abetting. To entice, solicit, where's abetting? Here, to abet a crime, zum Verbrechen anstiften, Anstiftung, these sorts of things. It's often going to come down to abetting. Conspiracy, again, it's going to have multiple options. Conspiracy. See, Verschwörung. Komplott. That's a nice one. Yeah, and verbrecherisches Komplott, Verabredung, these sorts of things. We're going to be looking at the conspiracy to... the Bielefeld Verschwörung made it into the dictionary. My God, is it 2024 or what? Anyway, sorry. Conspiracy is essentially the act of planning, encouraging, these sorts of things of a very particular crime. So conspiracy and accessory often go hand in hand. And extortion. Extortion is where I say, hey man, do this or else. Extortion can also come in the form of threats. Not necessarily there are threats of violence that can definitely be extortion, but extortion often is a threat of information. Extortion, for example, if you don't give me money, I'll tell your husband what you did last summer, etc., etc., these sorts of things. Extortion is a very useful word to know as a police officer, because there's a lot of it happening in Berlin. There's an insane amount of extortion happening in Berlin. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so to recap, we have, well, first of all, probable cause, the main topic. Then we have battery, touching people or forcing people to do things, pulling hairs and whatnot. Then we have accessory, conspiracy, extortion, and then there was another word that I haven't written down. It doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll remember in a second. So we are now going to do my favorite activity of all time. We're going to watch a video and you guys are going to describe to me the crime, or you guys are going to confirm the crime. So here we have a video. I've muted it. We're going to be playing it nice and slow. We're going to see what crime happens here. What do we see here And do we have probable cause? So remember, reasonable suspicion is when it's likely, but we don't know for sure. Probable cause is hinreichende Tatverdacht. Most likely 51% or more that this person is trying to do something. So let's watch in real time first. Pay attention to these girls. Boop. Okay, so let's slow this down. Alright, no. Settings. Here we go, playback speed, 0.25. So let's watch again. What crime do we see here? She very nearly hits the wheels. Very nearly hits the wheels. Going back. Pay attention to this girl's feet and walking. So she turns her head, but her feet goes here. Turns her head. Is she preparing to hit her right away? Is it planned? Is there a conspiracy? Has she planned to do this? Was she planning on doing this? Yeah. I think you guys get the idea by now. Essentially, this is conspiracy to battery. I think is the crime that she was given. She's 17. From memory, that wasn't too hardcore. But at the highest level, this is conspiracy to murder. You could very easily say conspiracy to murder, to cause bodily harm, to assault, any of these things. From memory, it was conspiracy to battery and battery. Because from memory, when she gets up, she's okay, and her friend helps her. This guy gets up and says, "What the hell are you doing?" But long story short, she doesn't get hurt. So it's not assault. There wasn't the threat of assault. There wasn't the fear of assault. This isn't assault according to New Zealand law, according to German law. Who knows? You guys tell me. Was it planned? What do you guys think? Is this just a prank, bro? Or was this planned? Is this something this girl wanted to do? Is this conspiracy? Or is this just, I just thought it up, I just did it. Oh, hee hee ha ha, I'm such a klutz. Yeah. And in this particular case, it's battery, it's unnecessary touching, it's pushing, it's shoving. Some people, I think they tried to hit her with attempted murder because she didn't die and because she was so young. I don't think they charged her with that. And from memory, she went to prison, but it was a very brief time and she had to pay a monetary fine. There's also been similar situations like this in America where these pranks have happened. And from memory, the only one that I read, the judge, that's right. A girl was pushed off a bridge by a friend of hers. It was considered battery. And because it was considered battery, the girl was sent to prison for the number of days that the girl went to hospital. So from memory, the girl went to hospital for 4 days. And so the girl who was pushed went to hospital for 4 days. So the girl that did the pushing, who did the battery, she went to prison for 4 days. Okay, let's have another one. Okay, so now we have our second video of the day. You can never fly on one wing, as I say. Let's try to establish what kind of crime is going in. So this one is taken from a gym in Australia. And we want to watch this guy's behavior and try to establish what kind of crime it is. And do we have conspiracy? So for the first video, whether you think there was conspiracy or whether it was spontaneous, I'll let you decide. For this one, it is a little bit clearer. So, do we have conspiracy to do a crime? And what crime is it? Is it assault or is it battery? Remember, assault is when you hurt someone or threaten to hurt someone. Battery is when you just touch someone. You pull their hair, push them, that sort of thing. Let's go. Yep, it's pretty bad. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Let's just go back and look at it in slow mode. Here we go. So, this guy's walking. Normal walking speed. Yeah. Again. I think all of you guys can figure out for yourselves very quickly. This is conspiracy. This is plan. This person planned to do the thing. And then he rolls on the ground and goes, oh no, I tripped and fell. Oh, I hurt myself. Oopsie. I'm such a klutz. I'm so silly. And then he pretends that he's injured and tries to help this guy out and then walks away. But the camera was here and caught it all on camera. So, this is not battery. This is assault. This is 100% intent to hurt someone. This is not reckless. This is not behaving stupidly. This person wanted to hurt him. From memory, this guy went to prison for a year, but just under a year, or just slightly over a year. There was no probable cause established. In this particular case, they did not know each other. There was no evidence for outside hatred. There'd be no communication. It was just a guy at a gym, from what the police were able to, and the judge was able to understand. This was just a guy who wanted to hurt someone. He just decided to hurt someone at the gym, and that was that. Okay. So again, we definitely, I would say, have conspiracy. This guy wanted to do this. This guy planned it. This guy thought it through. And this was definitely assault. Okay, so let's move on to the interactive part. So remember, this video should be about 45 minutes long. It's not going to be, because you guys will be doing various activities in between. And what are those activities, I hear you ask? I'm glad you did, because it is this. You'll be watching the video. I'll be sending this into the supplementary materials list. This is a video from Internet Historian. He has multiple channels. Incognito mode is his name. Again, highly recommend watching his materials if you want to learn some English. In this particular video, we are going to be watching, or not what I won't be watching, but you will be watching. And we're going to be doing some comprehension along with this and trying to establish what words and what crimes are going on. So remember how we talked about understanding and comprehending through context? Well, this is one of those situations where there will be lots of words used. You decide whether you want to learn them or not. But we want to see what level of comprehension do you want and how useful is this text? How many police-based words, how many technical words that are relevant to police work in this text? And should you decide to learn some, go for it. So, what are you going to be doing? For the first part of the video, you are watching up to minute 3, and you are going to be trying to comprehend. Is it here? Yes. Yep, exactly. Right up here, up to minute number 3, where the police start talking about this situation. So, what are we comprehending? What is the crime? What is the conspiracy? How much money do they plan on making from this? And how much evidence do they leave behind for the police to follow? How much evidence is left for the police to pay attention to? Okay. And I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Okay, so now that we've reached this particular part in the video, you should understand that there isn't too many difficult words. This is known as a heist, but it is really known as a robbery. So, what is the crime? We have art robbery. This isn't just straight up theft. There is the use of a weapon, there is the use of threat. So, this is robbery. We have art robbery in the value of $30 million, or estimated $30 million. You can never tell with art. What is the conspiracy? The conspiracy, we have multiple stages. We have stage A, planning. We then have the actual robbery itself. Then we have the destruction of the cars. That is also conspiracy. And then we have, of course, the escaping. So I want you guys to then tell me, who would be considered the accomplice? Who is the accomplice in this particular crime? Who is the accessory? Who is the accomplice? What's going on here? So the accomplice, in this case, the accessory to the crime would be the people running away and the people planning. The people doing the actual crime, they will get the main punishment. They will get the big number when it comes to crimes. The people who do the planning and the people who do the running away, they would be accused, charged with the crime of conspiracy to rob and accessory to robbery because of the helping to run away. Okay, so we are now going to watch 2 more minutes, and you guys are going to go up to minute 5. Yeah, it is minute 5. Okay, should be around this point. The screen should look like this. And again, now we want to understand, okay, who are the accessories and how do the police go about their business? How do the police begin their investigation? How do they investigate the story? Okay, welcome back. So now that we have reached the minute 5 point, you should know that the accessories are basically everyone at this point. Everyone is helping or planning or conspiring to do something. We have accessory of hiding the stolen goods. We have accessory to transporting and accessory to the planning. And how do the police begin their investigation? Well, there isn't much to start with. There is very little evidence, but the police have not much options but to simply go to the public. The first piece of evidence is the sailor that follows them. Then we have the boat. But the part that really gives them away is the fact that they gave their own telephone numbers. They gave their own telephone numbers to the guy with the boat trailer. And it's simply because of that they get busted, so to speak. So let's then continue with the comprehension. I hope you're enjoying this video. And let's see, here we go. Okay, so we're going to go up to minute 8, essentially whenever this guy appears on the screen. And what I want you guys to do for this part of comprehension is we want to understand how the police are investigating and getting to this point. So what evidence do the police gather? What evidence do the police use to figure out who the criminals are? How do they put things together? And do they have probable cause? Because technically you'd think, oh, they stole the art. We know who stole the art. Let's get them. Do we have probable cause? Can the police in this case simply go in and arrest the men. And then what is this guy up to? What is this guy up to? What is the point? So please continue to watch the video up to minute 8. Okay, now that we're here. This particular gentleman is, of course, the lawyer. He is the advocat. Oh, and that's French. Advocat. Yeah, that is German. So, Anwalt. So, in this particular case, this particular chap is the lawyer for the criminals, and he's doing a very particular crime. He is doing... Wait.
Here on behalf of my client.
No. Mute. And what crime is this guy doing? Accessory to extortion. There we go. This is 100% a crime. What is accessory to extortion? In this particular case, extortion is when I say, give me the money or else. In this case, they're saying, give me money to the museum or else. And this person is helping them do it. So the criminals aren't approaching the police, obviously, but they're getting a lawyer. They're getting a low-down, dirty lawyer to go forth and do this to them. Okay, so we clearly have probable cause to arrest this guy for accessory to extortion. But what about everyone else? Like, where are we? Yeah, these guys. And... wait for it. What's the plan? Can we simply arrest these guys? Do we have probable cause to simply arrest them? Well, we have probable cause to arrest Nordstrom because he hasn't returned to prison. Everyone else, everything is just circumstantial. It is just circumspect. The police in this situation do not have enough evidence to arrest them and search for the paintings. Also, there's the possibility the paintings aren't even there. The charge that they would want to give them, to charge means anklagen or beschuldigen, depending on the situation. They want to charge these particular individuals with robbery and with essentially accessory to stealing and storing stolen goods and so on and so forth. But do they have enough evidence at this moment? No, they just have reasonable suspicion. They don't have probable cause to go forth and arrest these people. Some would say, yes, they do. And the main problem that these people have is that they have to find someone to buy. And if you can catch them in the selling stage, voila, you have enough to arrest these people. So we are now going to watch a little bit more of the video. We're almost done with the part we want to look at today. Yeah, we're going to go... yeah, we're going up to about 11 minutes now. So what I want you guys to do is watch the rest of the video to the 11-minute mark, and I want you to tell me, how do we establish probable cause? How did the police establish probable cause in order to arrest these people? So, how do they establish probable cause? How many people are arrested? How many people are charged with robbery? How many people are charged with conspiracy? Is there any assault? Is there any battery? We already know there's accessory to extortion. Oh yeah, and tell me, who is acquitted? Acquitted is freigesprochen. And for those who were paying attention and they saw the word ransom, and they don't know what the word ransom means, it means Losegeld, the money that you pay to get back what you owe or to get a person back. So, let's go to 11 minutes, pause this video, watch that video, and come back to me and tell me, do we have probable cause? Or no, how do they get probable cause? who is arrested for robbery, who is arrested for theft, who is an accessory, and who is arrested for conspiracy. See you guys in 3 minutes. Okay, so now that we know, let's go back. So we have here, nope. This guy is the number one reason why they were able to establish probable cause. For one, this is the guy that wrote down the Tagesbuch. He wrote down the day book with everything in it, or when they met up with everyone and who was doing what and where. It basically allowed the police all of the work. But the main reason, yeah, here we go. Nordstrom shows up. We can arrest this guy. The police don't need a warrant. They don't need a Haftbefehl for this guy. They don't need to get probable cause for a Haftbefehl because we already have him. He didn't come back to prison when he was supposed to. Here's the pictures, and the pictures have this guy's fingerprints. So now we can arrest him, and this is how they establish probable cause. Probable cause is when you have Beweise. You have solid evidence, in this case fingerprints, on the paint on this, and only the criminals could have this. I think in German you call this Täterwissen or Täterwisse. There isn't really a word for that in English. That allows us to arrest, here we go, all of them. So, this guy, no conspiracy for him, is just straight up armed robbery. Yep. These guys get accessory to armed robbery. 3 other people get accessory to armed robbery. These guys get accessory for stolen goods or receiving stolen goods. They're able to prove that. And 5 people are acquitted, including the very pretty stock footage lawyer. This guy gets let off, so to speak. He doesn't get arrested. No, from memory, he was charged, but I don't know if he got arrested. You guys can tell me whether you think you would have arrested this man or not. Would you have arrested the lawyer in this case, or was that enough to simply charge him? But of course, there's one massive problem. Oh yeah, and accessory to attempted extortion. Instead of calling it accessory to extortion, attempted. Attempt means a versuchter, attempted extortion. No young Parisian. None of that. None of that. Okay. So for homework, finish watching the video and tell me, how did the police get all of the evidence required to arresting these men and arresting their accomplices? How do they manage to get the rest of the art back? It's a really, really, really interesting story. The FBI gets involved. We have an art expert brought in who is kind of a hero in his own right. I'm not going to ruin the story. I highly suggest that you watch it. But hopefully you guys now have these words tucked tightly into your belt, because next week, well, next lesson, you guys will be trying really hard to now look through the lens of a police officer and trying to establish probable cause in order to solve a murder. And we're going to be doing this with the power of CCTV. Can we use CCTV footage and cameras to establish a murder or not? So, just to go over the words for today, the main words that we need to know. Probable cause. Can we establish it or not? It's used for warrants and to arrest someone. Then we have battery. It's like assault, but not. Conspiracy. Conspiracy is with the planning part. And then we, of course, have accessory. These are the main words that we need to know. In this particular case, hopefully I have taught these words well and strongly to you all, and we all have learned something. And let me know what you think the girl that pushed the other girl in front of the bus should have gotten if this were to happen in Germany. Would this girl have been charged with attempted murder? Would it be accessory to murder? Would it be assault or something else? What do you think what this girl would have been given as a charge? Thank you very much. So this plus 11 minutes means 45 minutes from watching the video. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you for part 2.